Chase Jones.
Well, you guys know how it goes when these things slow down around here. It kind of gets quiet around the Storm Team Weather Center, so we just sort of track the atmosphere and record those conditions. Watching another good shot of Venus go beneath that horizon as we see that cloud cover continue to make its way in with that cutoff low, waiting for it to show up here in the Concho Valley, but no one's going to disagree. By the time it makes its way here, it's going to get colder somehow. Looking at the temperatures over the last 24 hours, down into those upper 20s, made a good 30-degree run up into those 50s. We're almost to that 60-degree mark, and we're already cooling off by about 20 degrees. We're going to drop about 10 more beneath that freezing point before we warm right back up for a good run at those 60s. 40 right now in San Angelo. Everybody else in a combination of mid-40s, lower 40s, upper 30s, mid-30s. And we're all over the place right now. 43 in Sterling City, 40 down there in Junction. Of course, we're seeing 36 over there in Ozona and 41 in Coleman. Looking like a good 5 degrees across the entire Concho Valley. And then unless you want to count the 5 from the northeast down to the southwest. Not in the direction we want, but it's definitely inside the 10 degrees spread. Now, the humidity values are below the freezing point, while the humidity indices are well above that saturation point, pushing up past the 50% mark. Could see another frosty morning on our hands, but colder, dry air is definitely on the way. Moisture tracker not tracking any moisture right now as you see that cold air slide in, but we will see those unstable conditions push in by the weekend. Then we're going to see that cold air really push in from the north. Winds could push up near 20 miles per hour. So if those Christmas decorations aren't down by now, they will be by this weekend. When we look at the cutoff low, we're waiting for it to arrive while we still see some of these warmer conditions by Friday. Then the cold air sinks its way in by the weekend, dropping us 40 degrees. We have our eye on the next cutoff low. We'll get a better idea of it when you start to see some of those Santa Ana winds pick up, what we could see as it arrives here. Now, persistence forecasting has come up, which means if you saw it once, you'd see it again. Big shout out to David Fishbaugh for letting me know, hey, the last time they saw a wind event like this in Southern California, it was in 2000. So it's been about 25 years since they've seen a wind event like this. They said it went all the way from San Diego all the way down to the coast. So we're looking at very similar conditions as we make our way into a pretty chilly week before we warm right back up. Water vapor imagery showing you sort of a stationary boundary of dry air around the panhandle pushing into Louisiana. Now this is going to set up for a monster storm by tomorrow. This is where we're watching that cutoff low push around the Sierra Madres with this moisture making its way in across the Concho Valley. Now despite seeing those calm winds, a lot of high moving cloud cover, so it's pushing over the Concho Valley, then regrouping somewhere around East Texas. Some severe weather outlook, pretty quiet, and it's been quiet for about 5 days, but as we make our way into tomorrow, we could see a little bit more of activity, not here in the Concho Valley. Down at the surface, tracking the cold air, making its way in from the north, while we still see a lot of that cloud cover pushing over the Sierra Madres, waiting for this cutoff low to make its way onshore. Once it does, we're going to start seeing that upper level pattern push those clouds up and around the Rocky Mountains, and it'll pull all this cold air. Now, Thursday morning, we'll see that cloud cover. By the afternoon, it's out of the way. Friday, we're looking at some low cloud cover in the morning, pushing out by the afternoon. That cold front makes its way out, but take a good look near the panhandle. That snow will not make it down here, but the cold air definitely will. So tonight, we're going to drop 10 more degrees below that freezing point. People, pets, plants, and pipes. And then let's make sure we're practicing a lot of that cold weather safety bundle up if you have to go outside. Then tomorrow, a nice frosty morning. Then we're going to warm up into those 60s, but a good drop back down into those 40s. So we're on the warm up. By Friday, we're going to be up into those 70s. You're going to feel those winds. Then by Saturday, a good 20-degree drop into those 50s. By Sunday, another 20-degree drop down into those 30s. By Martin Luther King Day, we're way down there. And then we're going to start warming up by Wednesday while those overnight lows go from those 40s down into those teens and then right back up into those 20s. Stay tuned. I'm up for the break, but first, a quick look at the stock market.